So now we're back to learning GDScript from zero. And this is an open source project by GDQuest.com. All right. So we're going to continue where we left off over here at accessing values in arrays. All right. So we learned to loop over. So we learned to loop over all the values in an array using the for keyword. All right. So we got for value in array, and then we got print value. So whatever values are in the array, they're going to get printed line by line, each one on its own line. There we go. But what if we need to access the third item in the player's inventory? What if it's the 10th item, you know? There's a dedicated notation to access one element in an array by index. True. To do so, we use square brackets with a number inside the brackets. Yes. So we'd have whatever the name of the array is. Like here we've got inventory. Let's see if we have any others. No. Anyway, so we've got like inventory here. Array name would be cool if you felt like it. And then the index is going to be like 0 or 3. We'll get into that in a second. So index 0 is the first element in the array, right? So this shield right here would be at index 0. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we say func run use item inventory at 0, it's going to pick up this shield right here. See with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to run it and boom, we saw the shield light up. So index 1 is the second element in the array, right? We see that it right there and so on. So we would access the fourth element in the inventory array like so, right? So we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we've got index 3. We're going to say use item inventory at index 3. Run it and we see the shield lights up again. Awesome. All right. So how would we access the third item in the inventory array? Is it inventory at 2, inventory at 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3? There we go. And submit it. All right. So yes, indices start at 0. So the index of the third item is 2. That's why we need to write inventory at 2. All right. So now we're on to accessing the last values with negative indices. Yes. What if we want to access the last or second before last item in the inventory? How would we do that? In that case, we can use negative indices. We write -1 in the brackets. Pardon me. If we write -1 in the brackets, we will get the last item in the array. We will get the second to last item if we write -2. All right, yeah. So if we say use item inventory -2, it would say it would go to this shield right here. Let's do it. There it is. Cool. It's very it's very convenient. This isn't how it was in JavaScript. If whatever. Anyway, it is very convenient when we need to quickly access elements from the end of the lists. True. So how would we access the third to last item in the inventory array? Inventory -2? Nope, because we don't start at -0. It would be -3, pardon me, because we go -1, -2, -3, boom, and submit it. So when using negative indices, -1 means the last element in the array. -2 would be second to last, -3 third to last. It can be a little confusing and it seems to work differently from positive indices. However, it's because there's no difference between index 0 and index -0. True, it's the exact same number. They both point to the first item in the array. Although some would probably say they're not the same because of... Anyway, That's one of those conversations I don't like being in. We can't access non-existent indices. So there's a catch with this syntax. If we try to access an index that doesn't exist, we will get an error. We have to be careful always to access existing elements in the array. That's true. But that would happen no matter what, because if we're targeting something that doesn't exist, well, yeah, we need to get an error out of that, right? There are a couple ways that we can check for valid indices. One of them is checking the array size. All right. So now we're going on to checking the size of the array. So arrays come with a member function named size. We can call on the array. We can call it on the array anytime to know its current size. True. All right. So we've got var inventory. We've got these things right here in it. Then func run. We've got print inventory.size. So we can see there's 4 things in here. So this is going to equal 4. Let's run it. Boom. Just like that. All right. So the maximum index we can access in an array is array.size. -1, pardon me. It's the last item in the array. Also true, yes. Does that have anything to do with us in the for loop? Are we going to ever need to say anything? Are we ever going to need to do that though? Like, are we ever going to need to say inventory or something dot size -1? I don't know. We'll see. Because there's still a lot of tricks to use this format. The length of the thing -1, you know, to get the last item. We'll see. Anyway, so we got this, and this, we've got last item index equals this. And so we say use item inventory last item index. It's gonna pick this one. Let's do it. Yeah, it did. But you know, the thing is, inventory last item index, it's the same as using -1, so we should just use -1. Anyway, whatever. Let's keep going. So in the following practice, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason. I don't think there's a reason. I really don't. In the following practice, we will use array indices to realign train tracks and grab the correct item in an inventory. True. All right. So here we are with using the right items, and we're going to find the right items to use in the player's inventory. All right, let's do it. Oof. All right, here we go. Here's the goal. In our game, the player has an inventory that works as an array under the hood. True. It's going to be this one right here. The player wants to equip a sword and a shield, but to buff the character. Like before, we're going to need to find them in the array. We're going to need to find the items, the equipment in the array. Okay, so like before, we're going to need to find the equipment in the array. So we need to access elements in the inventory array by index to do so. True. We're going to call the use item function with the item as an argument to use an item. Okay. For example, we can use the first item by calling use item inventory at 0. True. All right. So we're just going to do use item inventory. Actually, we'll just take this, honestly. We're just going to take this right here. We're going to drop that right there. All right. And so what do we want? A shield and a sword. All right. So we've got a sword right here at -2. -2. Let's also get rid of this. Let's grab another one. Let's grab this thing. That's a sword. And then we've got one at 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's do it at 3. Run it. There. Sword, shield, looks like it. All right. Awesome. Continue. Oh, so here we go. So we have train tracks broken down into little chunks in our game. We're realigning the train tracks here. We use them to make modular tracks and draw circuits of all shapes and sizes. Okay. Trains. Yeah. Some people like that stuff. However, several chunks are misaligned. We need to find them in the tracks array and pass them to the align function. Several chunks are misaligned. Oh yeah, these ones right here. To do so, we need to access the array by index. This time, though, we need to access them with negative indices. Okay. All right. So the thing is, this one is supposedly aligned, and so we're gonna need to deal with this last one, the third to last, and the fourth to last. So we're gonna use this align function. Let's just grab this while we're here. We'll toss that right there, and we'll start with -1. All right, let's grab all of 4 to the end of 3, drop it down twice. 4, let's do 3, 1, 2, 3. Hold on, I said 4, 4. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, and also 4. So let's change this one to 3, and this one's going to be 4. All right. So let's run it. Quiet. We're supposed to do like, oh, tracks. Yeah, my bad. Let's see what we can do. Tracks -1. I'll do that. And we'll just do it all over again with these like this. We'll have 3 and 4 right here. All right, run it. There it goes, and there it goes. All right, so we got a bunch of check marks coming on over there. We're done with that, and we're done with the video, almost. All right, so now we're on to creating dictionaries, and we'll see you next time.